So perfect. Okay, guys, we're recording. Tonight I'm so excited because I have my good friend Vanessa on tonight, and she's not part of our business, but she and I met. It was so funny how we met. We went to a wine event, and she walked in the room, and I saw her across the big giant auditorium thing that we were in. I was like, oh my gosh, look at how cute her outfit is, her hat, her outfit. I loved it. And she said, that's funny because when I saw your outfit, I thought the same thing. And then we just kind of gravitated towards each other and just started talking. And then we ended up leaving, and our husbands were like the same, and we were the same. And we just vibed so well. And we've stayed in touch. That was like what? How long? 3 years ago. And so lately, she has been doing a lot of her own self-development. She's an entertainer out here in Vegas. She sings and performs, and she's just multi-talented, but she has been doing a lot of self-development, and I wanted to have her on tonight to talk to you guys about manifestation, because I know that that's something that's so important, and I think that it's something that it's important to at least know about and kind of learn about so that you can use it and use it the right way. So thank you so much, Vanessa, for hopping on. If you want to introduce yourself and then just kind of give us a brief, like what exactly manifesting is.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here with you guys. My journey has been so crazy for the last, 3-4 years since we actually met, girl. I was a full-time performer in Las Vegas, running the crazy circuit, performing 5 to 6 nights a week, just loving life, but also hating it at the same time because it was too much of a hustle. And then I realized that I wanted to help other women step into their power and their higher self and really create a life and a business of their dreams, no matter what it looked like. So for me, that comes in the form of mindset and manifestation. So I'm a mindset and manifestation coach. And I love it because when you unlock this power of manifestation, it literally changes your whole life. And one of the biggest things that I really wanted to do when I stepped into this space was to show people that manifestation is a lot more than kind of like the spaghetti test on the wall, I like to call it, where you just throw the noodle at the wall and see if it sticks, where you're just projecting stuff out to the universe, but not really knowing if it's going to come back to you. So a really, really big part of manifestation comes with doing a lot of the deep inner work first. Honestly, you have to get down to your limiting beliefs. You have to get down to your negative self-talk, and you have to overcome all of those things in order to manifest a life of your dreams. So for me, when I first started this manifestation process, I didn't even realize what I was kind of bringing into my space. I mean, I was accidentally manifesting negative things. I actually manifested getting let go from a job, which had never happened in my entire life. But I kept saying over and over and over again, I kept going, oh, I hate this job. I don't want to sing in this venue. I don't want to be here anymore. And wouldn't you know it, 2 weeks later, I was let go. So the things that we say to ourselves and the things that we put out there are so, so, so important. You have no idea how powerful your words truly are. So first step with manifestation, overcoming limiting beliefs. So you guys are in network marketing, right? You have limiting beliefs every single day. Every single day. Is this person going to think I'm too salesy? Is this person going to want to buy from me? Are they going to believe in the product? Do I even know what I'm talking about? I mean, there's so many limiting beliefs that come along with network marketing, right? Anybody give me like a thumbs up?
Drop a one.
Anybody else have limiting beliefs?
Every day.
Right? And especially with network marketing, because sometimes like people just immediately have a wall up when they hear the word multi-level marketing or network marketing, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So number one is you have to fully believe in the product that you're selling, and you have to fully believe in the transformation that you are giving this other person. What you are coming and offering them is such a gift. You have to come in with the energy of what I'm providing right now You're welcome. You're welcome. Right?
That's so good.
Because it genuinely will change their lives. Whether it's just in the aspect of the product itself or in the aspect of the business that they're going to create, right? You guys are providing two different kinds of transformations. It's huge, absolutely huge. So with that, we really need to overcome our limiting beliefs. And then we need to make sure the things that we're saying to ourselves is positive, right? No negative self-talk. I don't ever want to hear you say, I can't do this. This is too hard. Another thing that a lot of people say, and it's, our culture of we say funny things, the struggle is real. Even saying something funny like that, you're projecting it out to the universe, God, whatever you believe in, you're projecting it out that the struggle has to be real. But what if it didn't have to be? What if the struggle didn't have to be real? What if it's not that hard? Do you guys following where I'm going? Yeah. So then when we overcome the limiting beliefs, we overcome the negative self-talk, then we can get really specific about our goals and what we want for our future. So in manifestation, what you want to do is you want to write down exactly what you want. There's so much power in actually physically writing something out. I know that a lot of us, we are on the go all the time. We're, putting in our phone memos. I mean, my phone is attached to me every 2 seconds of the day, but there's so much power in journaling out your hand to a pen and a paper.
Absolutely.
And writing down what you actually want. Because if you want to manifest something into your life, if you don't specifically know what you want, how can God or the universe bring it to you? Because you don't even know. So what are you projecting out? If you're projecting out, oh, maybe I want 2 clients this month, maybe. Okay, well, the universe doesn't know whether to give you the 2 clients or not because you don't really sound too sure about it, right? Whereas if you say, I am getting 3 to 5 clients this month, I'm getting them. Like, end of discussion, that's what's happening. I am getting 3 to 5 clients. When you do that, the power in that too, the power with manifestation, you actually start doing the steps and the work to be able to bring it in, right? Because if you say to yourself, I'm getting 3 to 5 clients this month, you're probably going to do the work that needs to go to behind it. You're going to be posting on your social media. You're going to be reaching out to your friends or family.
That's so
right?
True. Yep.
Yeah, I'm seeing lots of yeses. Ooh, I love this team. Y'all are great. Y'all got me all kinds of energy.
I'm loving this already. I'm loving, I like that you are saying like kind of what you have to do before you start doing this. And it's, I think that sometimes we feel like we throw ourselves into something, like we just we hear, okay, we just have to write down what we need to do, but yet we haven't gotten over the self-limiting beliefs and we haven't gotten over the negative self-talk. And so when we write those things down, because we haven't gotten over those things, we're writing them down and not actually believing that they're going to happen. And so figuring that first part out. So step 1, stop the limiting beliefs. Step 2, stop the negative self-talk. I also like how you said to even the joking, the kind of like, oh, the struggle is real, or I mean, I've said it plenty of times where I'm like, I suck at this, or and you're not like meaning it like in a very, I guess, aggressive way towards yourself, but you just say it and you don't even think twice about it. But it is important. And I think it's so important I have worked on that. And I think it's something that takes time, you guys. I really, I used to snap at my husband a lot faster. And over the last 3 years, that has gotten a lot better, where I actually stop and think, what am I actually going to say? And what is the reason? Like, how am I feeling? Being conscious of your words is super, super important. And don't feel like it's something that if you catch yourself doing, saying the struggle is real, but you're working on it, it's okay. You've got to at least catch it. I love this. Okay, so we get through this and then we write it down. I agree. Writing down is so important. And
It's
I think
huge, huge.
like stuff. I love that I am enrolling. And the whole part of it's so true. You guys, I wanted, I'm not done today. I set a goal yesterday and I didn't reach the top of that goal, but I got halfway through. And that was pretty good considering I hadn't done that in a while. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it again. And now after this Zoom, I am writing it down because I'm doing that goal again this today and I'm gonna make sure it happens. But okay, keep going. Go ahead, Vanessa.
Yeah, of course. Oh my gosh. No, I love it. Yeah. So that is, it's super, super huge, writing down exactly what we want. So when I bought my first house with my fiance, it was only back in June. We were going through a pandemic. His pay was cut. I lost my singing job. I mean, luckily still had life coaching, but you know what I mean? Like everything was falling apart, but we also wanted to buy a house at the same time. Everything worked together in our favor. And I specifically wrote down what I wanted for this house. I mean, specifically wrote it down, even down to these plantation shutters. I'm not even kidding you. It was like the last thing on my list. And my fiance thought I was absolutely ridiculous. And you know what? We got it. We got everything that I wanted in the house. Like, you always negotiate on a couple things, but like we got everything that I wanted, all of my top priority things. So one of the things too with manifestation is when you're manifesting, when you're writing down what you want, be very, very specific about it. But then once you are, hold your dreams and goals and the specifics a little loosely and allow for miracles too. So with manifestation, sometimes it will come about differently than you want it to. I mean, I had an instance where I wanted to make 10K months about a year ago, and it turned out that I had 10K in investments a month for 5 months instead of it actually coming in 10K cash. So sometimes the things that we're manifesting and things that we want, like keep your eyes open because sometimes they come about a little bit differently than you think that they will. So don't get discouraged with it just because you're like, no, I manifested this, I'm doing so good, and it's not coming in the specific way that I wanted it to. Sometimes the universe gives us something better than what we expected. So like my investments, that I was gaining the 10K a month in, like that's a much better thing for my long-term well-being, my long-term family stuff, rather than me having it right now so that I could go shopping. Right?
Usually that's a bad idea anyways, because then you just spend it like,
yeah, the universe knew what they were doing there because they're like, nope, she wants some new shoes this month. We're going to keep it over here. Yep. Guys, I love shoes.
I don't know who doesn't. So
yeah. Another big thing with manifesting that you guys, this was a really good journal prompt for you to do. So whenever you are stepping into that next level version of yourself or of what you want, say you're trying to manifest 10 clients this month, say you're trying to buy a new house, buy a new car, buy a new wardrobe, or, just go to the grocery store and not care about what you're buying. You know what I mean? No matter how big or small it is, like this thing that you want, journal out how that next level version of you feels when you attain that. How does she walk? How does she dress? How does she carry herself? How does she talk? When you get to if the goal is 5K months, what does that version of you look like? If it's 10K months that you want, what does she look like? Who is that? Who is that version of you? Big thing in manifestation is being able to see correct. Ashley, you just said that. Yes, like you already have it. Correct. You start living like you are already that person. How much do you think that changes? It's on its way. For sure. I'm loving these comments. You guys are giving me life right now. Yeah. No, it's so true. So whenever you're writing down all of your goals and dreams and the things that you want to manifest, you also need to write out your why, because your why is the thing that's going to keep you going, right? Like you guys are ultimately, your whole goal is to change other women's lives, right? Or men too. I know you guys work with men too, but it's more primarily women, right?
Yeah. We've got our 2 guys on here right now. 3 guys. I see 3 of you
Oh,
on
I
here.
can't see everybody.
No,
Okay.
I know.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to leave you out.
Oh, no, they're good. They're used to being around all these women. Jason's laughing.
I love it. But ultimately, your whole goal in this is to change other people's lives, right? We've said it was 2 different ways. So
Yeah.
it's either from the product or from a business standpoint. So with that, I want you guys all to journal out on this tonight. Your ideal client, what happens to them if they never find you? What happens to your person who needs this product desperately and they never find you? Where are they a year from now? What does their life look like? Your ideal business partner, what happens if they never find you and you never help them? What does their life look like a year from now? That's really powerful when it comes to your why, right?
Yeah. Wow.
You're doing a disservice. By not serving, you're doing a disservice. Because ultimately, sales is service. You are serving people at your core.
We're all like writing at an aggressive amount of speed, trying to get everything in here. I think I wrote to the waiting room, unless everybody saw it, but I got chills on that one when you just saying what happens if they never find you. Holy, man. I mean, that's what happens if like
Yeah.
somebody never found all of us. Like I know that not all of us are where we want to be right this moment as far as our goals, but like there are a lot of us who have gained friends or gained self-confidence or gained some, whether it's grocery money or your dream home or whatever, but we would not have gotten that if we didn't find that. That's really powerful to me. I really found that statement pretty, that one hit deep just now. That, because
Yeah,
that
so
felt
I see a comment. I see a comment over here. What if you don't post and miss that one person? That's so true. Like we all have bad days. Obviously, I have bad days. I mean, like we all have them, no matter how far along you are in your self-development journey, no matter how far along you are in your business, we all have bad days. But one thing that can really help you is thinking about, if I don't show up today, who's missing out? Like it really changes the perspective on, you are not worried whether someone wants to buy from you at that point or not, right? I mean, it changes it from, I need people to be in my program. I need people to do sales with me. I need this business partner. It completely changes that energy into, I am giving them the greatest gift of their lives. I'm changing their life right now. Switching that energy gives you so much power in your business.
and makes you feel really good. I mean, this I am like
Yeah.
just I don't know if anybody else was just kind of taken back by all that. I I've thought that. I guess I've never said it in that way. I've never said it like somebody's waiting for you. I've never looked at it as what happens to them, like what does their life look like if they never find you. And that's really powerful because you just, there's somebody right now who was supposed to find somebody else that's in our business 5 years ago, and they didn't find that person, and you might be that person that actually changes their their destination. Like maybe they missed that person, but even if it's not their first go around, like you're not the first person that they were supposed to meet, we can all be that person that is either the first or the second or the third that they do get to find. Let's see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Melissa. Sales is like nursing. You set out to help someone for a relationship based on trust and exceed their expectations. Love it.
Yeah, absolutely. I like that analogy. I've never heard it like that before, Mildred. That's a good one. Yeah. A lot of times we're presented like, sales is like dating. Don't jump in bed on the first date.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, Missy. Sorry, Missy. Oh my goodness. So yeah, I mean, manifestation can really going back to manifestation, but all of it really works together. And that's why I do mindset and manifestation training, because I saw that there was kind of a big gap in the industry with coaches, where a lot of coaches were just like, oh, you just have to believe enough and all the woo woo and all the crystals and all the sage and all the things, which I love all the things, don't get me wrong. But there's also a huge part of mindset and strategy that goes into manifestation that a lot of people don't tell you. So that's like my passion, is helping people see that it all really works together. And when you start unlocking that power of, taking your mind and your soul to the highest version of yourself and really getting rid of all of the limiting beliefs and the negative stuff, is when you open up just an amazing world of possibility. So instead of just it being goals, it becomes manifesting. It's a big difference. I love that, Jamie. Yes, you were the first person about her losing weight. And she lost 10 pounds in the first month. It's so true. It's so true. You guys, I don't know how many of you have kids. I have a stepdaughter, and she's 14, but like a few years ago, her class did one of those things where they put, 2 plants in the front of the room. Have you guys seen that whole thing? Where one plant you go in and talk positively to, the other plant you go in and talk negatively to, and the one plant dies, the other one is like thriving. Yeah. I mean, imagine if that's how plants are. Like, what is happening inside of our bodies? That is crazy. That's crazy. Yeah. Oh, 5-year-old stepdaughter. Oh, love to the step parents. Yeah. Do you guys have questions on manifestation for me? Like, what questions do you have? We can open this up for a little Q&A. Is that okay with you?
Yes, absolutely. If you guys want to, let me know, and you can put it in the chat, or I can unmute, whatever you guys want. Let me ask you a question. While the questions come up here. How do you practice intention and creating and attracting things? How do you practice that intentional, I guess, because a lot of us have not yet gotten, maybe we're still getting over the first 2, but once you get past that, how do you practice that intentional, I don't know, catching yourself? Don't talk bad, don't talk negative, don't say those things. Is there something that you do that specifically each day that maybe start your day off a certain way to make sure that you're consciously thinking about those things?
Yes, I'm so glad you asked that, because that was like one of the most important steps that I left out. Gratitude. I do gratitude journaling every single day. I don't care if you wake up in the worst mood on earth, the worst thing happens to you. If you write out 3 things that you're grateful for, I promise you, your attitude will change real fast. Just like that. Yes. I mean, when I'm having a moment, not all the time, because sometimes I just want to be a little brat and have a moment like we all do. I'm not going to lie to you and say that I'm perfect, and I don't do that, because I do. My fiance will tell you otherwise. But when you're having that moment, if you can take a minute and just literally list out 3 things that you're grateful for, that moment will never be as bad, ever. I don't care if it's the smallest things on earth, the biggest things on earth. But gratitude journaling, I do 3 things every single morning when I wake up. And also just being thankful for everything that you have. So literally, I love money. I love making money. Like, that's my jam. I love it. Yeah, money can't buy you happiness. It can't make your whole life better, but it can make life a lot easier. I'm not going to lie to you. It can. And I have learned that when we are thankful for even a penny that we have, so much more comes to you. I mean, if I see a penny on the sidewalk or a penny in my house, I'm pretty much doing a dance. I literally, I don't know if you can see it back here. I have a little jar that looks like my Boston Terrier.
Love that.
Whenever I find a random change around the house, I literally will pick it up. I will say thank you, and I put it in my jar.
Love that.
I do. Getting into the high vibe of receiving and being thankful for everything that is coming into you, it just attracts more. Because if you're already showing that you're grateful for what you have and you're responsible with what you already have, why wouldn't the universe give you more? Why? Fur babies.
Loving this.
Yeah.
I don't know, I was listening, I was reading something, and or I was talking, or I don't know what I was doing. It was like yesterday or the day before. And I was like, man, is that not the truth? No, it's just like, I think searching for something, but essentially it was saying, if you're, wanting something more, you're wanting more than where you're at now, or you're wanting more money or in a better situation, or you're wanting more happiness or whatever those things are. It's so, I can't, it's like, she's saying these things, but these aren't just like ideas. Like the truth is, if you're not already responsible with the, because with those things come responsibilities. And if
Right.
you're not already grateful, thankful, treating what you have with that respect, then there's no way that you're going to be able to handle the responsibility of more than that.
Mhm.
And so I really love that you just said that. That's good.
So I had that very like well played out in my life. So like I said, we bought this house, back in June. Our rental was we were in a rental and it was a horrendous situation. They weren't fixing things. It was very frustrating. And I just made the active decision to appreciate where we were. I actually started taking care of the rental more. And I was like, you know what? Because if I show that I appreciate what I already have, even though it's a really crappy situation, if I show that I'm appreciative and grateful and I can responsible for what I already have, I am going to get more. I'm going to get more. And I got more beyond what I wanted even. So, I mean, that's firsthand in my life that I've seen that and gone through that. And trust me, it was hard at first. Like I was pissed off about a lot of things in this rental. And I just wanted to like literally set it on fire.
In there.
Did it. I learned to be thankful for it. So even if you have a crappy car right now and you're doing this business so that you can afford a better car, be thankful for that crappy car. Guess what? It's getting you from point A to point B right now, right?
And I think it's so good just to be thankful. And here's another thing. Here's the thing, you guys. When we went from our rental into our home that we have now, and everyone on social media is watching me on social media, and they're like watching me talk about how we're building this home. I was like feeling guilty almost to talk about that, which was so
No.
and isn't that crazy? And I was like, because I was worried that they would think that I didn't appreciate that. But number one, if I'm just appreciating, and I know I am, then I don't need to prove to anybody that what I appreciate. You just have to appreciate it and know it. And if you are appreciating, your energy will make others feel that too. And so, that's just a side note on, don't feel that you going for more, getting more out of life, getting more happiness, or more money, or more room in your home, or more groceries, or you want a farm, or you want 50 acres of land, or 100, whatever your dreams, you don't feel like you need to worry about that, like that what people are going to think, because as long as you're in here, you're grateful for where you've been and what you've had, then you're gonna that energy is just gonna be there. You won't have to explain yourself.
Yep.
And then I'm unmuted my girlfriend Carrie down here. She wanted to ask you a quick question.
Yeah.
Hey, I love this. I hopped on like 10 minutes late. My Zoom was wigging out. So I didn't catch the beginning, but I'm loving this so much. But just how did you intentionally start? Maybe you answered this already, but
It's okay.
your journey. Like, did you start by affirmations? Did you immediately start journaling? Do you do vision boards? Like, what did your journey look like to like from where you started to now?
Yeah. So we were talking a little bit in the beginning about it, but the biggest thing for me was overcoming limiting beliefs and negative self-talk. So writing out, I want to make 10 grand a month, right? Like we'll just use that number. Well, why can I not have 10 grand a month? And then really getting into your core and yourself of what's holding you back from believing that you should have that or that you can have that. Writing that out. What's my money story that I've grown up with telling me that I shouldn't have 10 grand a month? Did I learn this from my parents? Did I learn this because I've been told that people who are rich are bad people? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I love that.
I think she's
journaling out, like, what is holding you back from having what you want and why you deserve it or don't deserve it. And then going from there and writing down specifically what you want. On top of that, being very specific, very, very specific about what you want, holding it closely and allowing, holding it closely at first and then kind of releasing it and allowing for miracles to happen. And then also, what is that going to change for you, for your family, for people around you when you do get that thing that you want? What does it change for everyone around you?
I love that. So you basically just started journaling. Like that's how you started, was just like journaling.
Yeah.
Okay. I love that. I love all this.
Going from that, that's perfect, because I actually was going to, I had Carrie ask her question before I answered Nydia's, but okay, we've got one of my girlfriends, Joanna, on here and Melissa on here, and I'm sure there are a few others on here that I don't know this about you, but they are fantastic at journaling. Joanna tried to get me into it. I did it for a day and that was it. Maybe I did 2 days.
I used to hate it. I used to.
It's, I guess it's a matter of learning, it's just like anything, learning to love. I could learn to love, like cleaning toilets. If it was going to pay me $10,000 a month, I'm sure I can.
I'm not going to learn to love that. I promise you, I'm not going to.
But how? Nydia had asked, where's that question? Any tips on how to start journaling? And maybe while you're giving that, maybe since you kind of didn't like it before, tips on how to start journaling, and also what was it that changed where you went from I don't like this into all right, I could do this?
Yeah. So journal prompts are like really, really big for me. I don't like to just journal if I don't know like what I'm going to journal about. Like I need direction. So I actually do that for my clients. I do journal prompts. Actually, what I'm going to do for you guys, I'm going to send you a list of journal prompts. Would you guys like that?
That would be awesome.
Everybody in for that one?
Yes.
Okay. Please. Sometime in the next 2 days, I'm going to send you guys journal prompts, because that is really what changed it for me. My life coach, she did that for me, and it was a game changer for me enjoying it. So I started enjoying journaling whenever first of all, there wasn't a ton to answer. Like there's a lot of coaches out there that they'll send you like 20 to 25. That's just too many. I'm going to send you guys a handful, and that's going to be enough. If you want more, you can contact me. We can go from there. But for me, like when you're first starting the journaling process, I just, less was more, like I wasn't my jam. So I needed less. So I'm going to do that for you guys. But one of the biggest things that really got me like addicted to it and then into it, is I started seeing the transformation in my life, because like I said, there's something so magical about pen to paper and your thoughts coming out. I mean, it's just a different ball game. It really, really is. I promise you.
I'm gonna give a tip, and I don't know if this goes totally against the whole rules of like negative self-talk and all this, but this is so left field away from this whole topic. But I do want to, talking about pen and paper, I do want to give you guys something that helped me out about 4 months ago. And I don't know, maybe this is like part of it, but I had a lot going on up here. I was thinking all sorts of negative things about myself. I was thinking about how I wasn't a good leader. I am a terrible wife. I'm a horrible mother. I never do the laundry and never do this. I never wake up early enough. I mean, I don't sign enough customers. I'm not a good this or that, right? Now, I'm not saying this now because of what I did. Something that, and I heard this on a podcast, and they called it a brain dump. And I've talked about this one time, and very few people even were listening when I was talking about it. But it was a brain dump. And what I did was I took everything, and I don't know why this helped so incredibly much. I mean, when I did it after I woke up the next day, and I was like, okay, that's that. Okay, that's the thing. I never read the list again. I never read it in the first place. I just wrote. Okay. And all I did was wrote down everything that was up here, everything that was in my head, positive or negative. There was a lot of negative, and there was a lot of it was overwhelming. I was so overwhelmed with so many things, so many, like, I don't know, when you're, trying to multitask and you're almost over promising on every aspect of your life to all of the different people in your life, everything was just crazy up here. And I did a brain dump where I just wrote anything that came to my head. I wrote how I felt, what I was, what I've missed, what I haven't done, what I haven't accomplished, whatever it was. And I wrote it all down, and then I put it away, and now it's over there. But I wrote it all down, and then I felt so free. And I was like, okay, now let me think about, because I went to bed, woke up, let me think about, what do I have to do next? And it was something about releasing and letting that out so that I could move on. And the pen to paper part of it is huge. I didn't mean to like backtrack on that.
No, I think that's really, really good, because that's a big part of manifesting. If you have those limiting beliefs and you have those negative thoughts, you're not going to be able to bring in what you want, because there's no space for it. You're not creating space for new. You're not creating space for those positive things to come, because you're holding on to that negative. It pays rent in your mind. It does.
Yeah. And it's funny because it's hard to say, like, don't do negative self-talk. And so I'm kind of contradicting that first part, but at the same time, it's, if you do have that, get it out on paper, or, I think on paper is the only way to do this, because
well, it's not about don't do negative self-talk. It's about rewrite it.
Yeah.
Rewrite the story. Like, I can't be a six-figure earner. Well, what proof do I have that I can't be a six-figure earner? What proof do I have in my life that says I can't do that? Why can't I do that? Rewrite it. I will be a six-figure earner because I'm going to do this, this, and this, and it's going to get me there.
Mm-hmm.
You're just rewriting that negative self-limiting belief. Also, the fact that you said that is really cool. So an exercise that I do with some of my people that are struggling a lot more. Sorry, my dog is like barking in the background. So one of the things I do with my clients is, you can write it down. If it's something you're really, really struggling with, write it down on a piece of paper and then burn it.
Yes, I love that, because I love it so much, because I've told people, I'm like, okay, this is what you do. You write it all down and then set it on fire carefully.
Yeah.
Put it in the trash and just let it go. I love the burning idea so much.
Absolutely. It's like, what we used to do back in the day when we were in high school, burn the photos of the guy that dumped us. That's the same idea.
So true. And then, okay, one more thing. First off, if everyone wants to smile, I'm gonna take a quick picture. Ooh, too bright for me. Nope. Okay.
My hair.
Everybody get ready. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Okay, so last question, because I know I told you it was only gonna be 3 minutes, but you're
fine.
Sorry, you're just too good. Okay, so I
Shred it like that.
I think that something that sometimes people may do is they will say, okay, I want $10,000 a month. Irony of you saying that. That's what I started for. And that was my first big goal. And it's just like 10,000 is just one of those numbers for me. But let's say they write that down, right?
Yeah.
They get over the self-talk, the negative self-talk, and they are not limiting their beliefs, but they write that down. And then in 6 months, they're like, where's it at? What's up? And it's because there's something more to just
There's
writing it down.
there's a gap there. They're missing the gap. You can't just get over the limiting beliefs. You can't just get over the negative self-talk. You can't just write down the goals and dreams. You can't just write down your why. You got to do the steps. You got to do the work. You got to pick up the shovel. Right?
You mentioned that part, and that's what I want to make sure nobody misses on that. At the beginning, you mentioned writing those things down gives you almost that idea and that clarity of like, I know that to get, you just kind of naturally will do what it takes to get there. Just like yesterday when I was like, I've got to do the things because I wrote this down, I'm getting this done. Writing it down, if you write it down and it doesn't happen within whatever time frame you're thinking, you have to truly understand if you truly believed yourself when you wrote it down, if that's exactly actually what you want, and if you actually still believe and you don't have those limiting beliefs. Because if you write it down when you still have those limiting beliefs, you are still not believing it can happen. And
yeah, if you say you want 10 clients and you're not showing up on social media every day or reaching out to people every day to get those 10 clients, you don't actually believe it. You don't. That's still your limiting belief holding you back. If you're not taking the action to do the things to get what you want, that's still your limiting beliefs and your negative self-talk holding you back. Because why aren't you showing up? Why? Like, what's the reason?
I love how you don't yell at us, but you kind of do. And it was almost, you just did, reminded me of the first night I met her. And it was funny because I was looking at my archive of my stories today. And I didn't know this, but when we met, she was like, I was telling her what I did. And she's like, you don't use Instagram? And I was like, just not much. Do you remember yelling at me for that?
I'm sorry, am I allowed to cuss on here? I usually say that I lovingly bitch slap people.
she was like, you're doing a story right now. And I just was looking because I was looking for old stories to repost. And I went all the way back to my first post, and it was a picture of me and her the night we met. And so I'm assuming, I was like, oh, that must be when she made me post my stories the first time I met her. But she was so right about, she's like, how are you just going to limit yourself to one social media platform? And it's like, no matter what, whether it's Instagram or Facebook, if one of them's your happy place, still use them both, but you do have to do that work. You can't just show up sometimes and go, well, I'm just kind of doing the things. You also have to know listen, it takes work to get a substantial goal. Okay.
And consistency.
And we could set a goal for like a month, but when you're setting like a 2-year, 5-year, 10-year goal, those type of substantial life changes that you're looking for, that does take a substantial amount of work, and it takes the consistency of that work. And so when you're looking at that 2-year, 5-year, 10-year goal, you have to remember that all those small goals in between, you have to continue to set them. You have to continue to reach some of them. And if you're not, then something needs to change. Like, you need to tweak something, you need to show up more, you need to do more, you need to believe more, you need to rewire yourself a little bit again and step back into the process. But okay, do you want to close us out with anything specific? Oops, sorry guys, I just realized the chat. Yes, I'm gonna share the picture. Do you want to close us out with anything that
I'm going to close you out with this. Because I know in network marketing, this is like one of the biggest things that you guys struggle with, is just people saying no to you all the time, or people thinking you're in a cult, or people thinking You know, they don't even want to be your friends sometimes because they're afraid that you're going to try to pull them into your business. I get it. I get it, you guys. Keep going. Those are not your people. And that is okay. It is okay for people to say no to you. It is okay. Guess what? That is not your person then. Do you know how many people say no to me because I'm a little too much? Guess what? I like being a little too much. I don't care. I don't care if they're not my people. Like, then I'm not going to enjoy having one-on-one coaching with them because they're not my person. It would be a bad experience for both of us. That's just the honest truth. But I just keep pressing forward, keep pushing for your dreams, keep manifesting that future of what you want. Write down what that future is that you want to look like a year from now. Who is that person? Who is that guy or girl? Who are you? Who is that next level that you are stepping into? What do you wear? How do you walk? How do you talk? What do people feel when you walk into a room? Whether, I don't care if it's an in-person room or a Zoom room. How do you make other people feel? Keep that in the back of your head every time that you are going for a pitch or a sale. And I promise you, you will close way more, way more. And also just remember your why. Remember that when you're coming into this, you're bringing someone a gift. Like, you don't need them. You don't. You genuinely don't. There's over a billion people in the world, right? You do not need that one person. But guess what? That one person does need you.
That was good. That was so good. Oh my gosh. Everyone loved this. I know everyone's going to be freaking out about the recording, you guys. I'm going to post it immediately for everybody. And then I'm going to send it to you, Vanessa. I can't thank you enough. You've done so much for me. And know that I am not being selfish in that, because I can tell from the faces and all these men, women on this and the chat and everything that the appreciation is stretched so far. I just loved it. Thank you. You guys want to, I'm going to let her go so you guys can say thanks and stuff in the chat. But Vanessa, I'm probably going to text you in a little bit and just love all over you. But yeah, hopefully we can have her back again. You guys want her back?
Thank you guys so much for having me. I'm so glad you guys got something from it. Yeah.
Awesome.
Like I said, I'm going to send you the journal prompts and you can send it to your team then.
Perfect. That's what I'll do.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Have a good
Bye,
day.
guys.
Bye.